Donuts.
Welcome to the Dolls and Donuts podcast, episode 34. It's a special Dolls and Donuts on tour episode in Ojai, California. So after a concerning, unbelievable amount of bathroom stops, we arrive in Ojai with me, Ashley, Kimmy, Robin, Sarah, and Lizzie. And we stopped for dinner at the Farmer and Cook. Is that correct?
It is, but I think I need to just pipe in for one moment and mention that some of us...
It's time for a commercial break. Thank you all for listening.
Some people might think it was the exact amount of bathroom breaks that would be considered perfect.
I thought I was fine.
Which we shouldn't be followed up by a trip to the ER before we get home.
I'm well hydrated. It's important.
Or Depends, whatever. We need to get some Depends in the car. But we finally made it with full bladders somehow. Managed to still show up with full bladders.
And our first meal was at Farmer and the Cook. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And it was kind of like a very small health food store. Like they had a bit of a produce section. They had like a little bit of food
They had a lot of seating,
items.
though, which I liked.
And they had a lot of seating.
It was important to me.
And they had outdoor seating and indoor seating.
Yeah.
And it is 100 degrees in this town. So indoor seating with air conditioning is what we chose.
I was quite comfortable. I was very rarely like, woo, I'm really high. I was like, this is nice. I'm comfy. A sweater might be nice, but I'm good.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And Farm and the Cook had, like, it seems like kind of like a hippie-ish store. Because when I was reading the menu, like, none of the coffees were just coffee and non-dairy milk. They were, like, superfoods were added to each one. And I'm not just talking like a hipster turmeric latte like we have in the Bay Area. I'm talking like superfoods I had never even heard of.
And for you, that's crazy. Because you're like, always on a podcast, you're like, oh, have you ever had Waka Waka fruit? I'm like, what? You're like, Waka Waka fruit. And you're like, you don't know what Waka Waka fruit is? So if there's something in, like, some hippy dippy thing that Robin hasn't heard of, I'm shocked.
We opted out of those, and instead we got pizza because they said it was pizza night. I don't know what that means. Is it once a week?
It means there's a night that they serve pizza.
But is it like every other night of the week?
Probably Friday
Or is it
night.
just one night?
Only on the weekends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they must have a nice pizza oven because the pizza crust came out good, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. But here's the funny thing about this place is I asked, well, what kind of cheese do you use? Because of course I'm not a fan of certain kinds of vegan cheeses. And they were like, oh, cashew cheese. And I'm like, great, I love cashew cheese. I'm in. Sign me up. Give me whatever you got. And it comes out and it looks like they took a cashew and chewed it up and spit it on my pizza.
It was cashew pulp. Cashew parmesan. Yeah, if you will.
You didn't read on the menu that it said this is like specialized for baby birds?
I didn't catch that. But
And this is a not all vegan place, by the way. But they had a lot of vegan options.
yes.
Yeah. So I got the Kenny's pizza, and I tried to be a strong person, and I left the mushrooms on it, and it didn't go well. I think I ate 2 little tiny pieces, and I was repulsed when I got there, and I had to look at the little weird... I can't even talk about it. I didn't like the mushrooms, so I took them
If
off.
you guys follow us on Instagram, you would have seen all her expressions while...
We can post it. We'll post a picture of my revulsion.
It was, she's not pleased. Not pleased. Those mushrooms were feeling bad about themselves when Ashley was looking
I
at
thought maybe they might be like cut a little more fine, but they were just like letting it all hang out, and I couldn't take it. So, but it was good. Once I removed that, yuck. It was very, very good. I liked
For
mine.
a mushroom lover, they would have loved it. There were like
Oh,
trumpet mushrooms. There were like 5 kinds of mushrooms on that mushroom pizza. It was great.
Yeah.
But the cheese, come on. Don't call it cheese. Just don't.
It was tasty, but not what you expected.
Not what I was expecting at all. And I guess people say don't have expectations and you won't be disappointed, but
That's
sorry.
exactly what I say. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
I can't not have them. It's so impossible for me.
So what pizza did you get?
Oh, I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember? It was a mushroom pizza. Can I just say that?
Well, mine was a mushroom pizza too.
I don't remember.
Was yours called a mushroom pizza?
No,
No, it was called
Oh.
the Kenny.
it was called Kenny's Pizza.
I got
Of
all
course,
of your-
that's what you
All
got.
of your pizzas looked exactly the same to me.
But
I
Robin
couldn't
said
tell the
barbecue
difference.
sauce. Robin said barbecue sauce, yeah.
Oh.
So the sauces were different. That's what made it
special.
The toppings were different too.
Yeah, mine had caramelized onions on it. It was supposed to be as the sauce, is what they said. I was like, well, leave those on, but give me tomato sauce too. I gotta have my tomato sauce.
Yeah, I ended up getting tomato
Which
sauce.
was fine. It was good.
You should let Sarah talk about what she got, because she's the only one who didn't get pizza.
Well, I ended up going against the grain because, I mean, pizza sounded good, but I had my doubts. And I ended up going with the, like, Mexican side of the menu. It was kind of, like, Mexican inspired. It's like a, you know, Ojai version, I guess. And it was tasty. They did prepare everything well. Everything was well cooked. But I got the huarache, which is sort of like a really large corn tortilla topped with different spices, and they had like a little vegan crumble as well. I would call it like a cashew crumble, you know, kind of topping.
But what did they call it?
They called it a cashew cheese, you know. So I feel like that went better on what I ordered because you're not expecting it to be ooey and gooey, or just expecting it to like complement the flavor of whatever it is. So yeah, but it had potatoes. It had a little bit of a like some orange sauce. I actually don't really know what was in the sauce, but it was good. It wasn't like spicy or anything. It was very mild flavored. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I told them I wouldn't take it out of bed. It was fine.
You know how they have that orange sauce at La Vic that everyone's obsessed with?
No.
Have you had that at La Ventura?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've never been there.
I don't think so.
It's in downtown San Jose. I mean, they might have other ones. There's a couple, maybe 3 in downtown San Jose, I think. But they have this orange sauce that you can put on your burritos, and everybody is so obsessed with it that they buy it by the bottle from this place. I haven't had it because it's spicy, and I'm not down with spice.
Yeah, this wasn't spicy at all. I would recommend it to anyone that is having trouble with spice because, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I couldn't taste it.
You down with spicy food? Yeah, you know me. You can edit that out.
We'll see. So after our dinner, we went back to the Airbnb, and Robin had made some with the Galaxy Cupcakes. Is that what you call them?
Milky Way Galaxy.
Milky Way.
The important galaxy.
Yeah.
Not just any galaxy.
She's a galaxyist. Milky Way Galaxy Cupcakes for Kimmy's birthday. And they were
And
good.
Lizzie.
And Lizzie's. And my half birthday, can't forget that. Paramount.
Oh, okay. I
Most
guess
important.
you're covered for your birthday then.
No! No! How dare you? That was an appetizer for my half birthday. Did you want to talk about cupcakes?
Yeah. So okay, thanks. So the cupcakes were
Amazing.
Actually, Kimmy will be taking over from here and talk about the cupcakes.
Okay, so not only were these cupcakes gorgeous because so Robin mentioned the galaxy frosting, so they're, you know, different hues of purple and turquoise, and they're just pretty, and they had, can you tell me about the accents on them, the sprinkles?
Yes. So those sprinkles are from a company called Baking Time Club, and they are a vegan-owned company, and all of their sprinkles are vegan, and they have the cutest sprinkle mixes that they make. And so the ones that I used on these were a combination of the mermaid's tail.
I was gonna say, they made me think of mermaids.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
So there's one mix that they make called mermaid's tail, and I used that, and it has stars, silver stars as one of the sprinkles in it. And then the other one was something night sky, dappled sky maybe. It's in my blog post. If anyone goes to vegandollhouse.com, you can see. But they make really cute sprinkle mixes, but they also sell just if you want just like one colored sprinkle or a rainbow Jimmy or da-da-da-da-da-da. But they use natural ingredients. They're wonderful. Like, they have great customer service. Their like Instagram account is super cute. You should follow them on Instagram if you're into that. Anyway, so those were the sprinkles I used.
And so how do you make the frosting look so ombre and blended and...
Okay, so this is the trick. It's very wasteful, so if you're not into wasting, you might not be into this, but I bought a roll of piping bags that are disposable. So I made like 4 or 5 colors of frosting. I picked colors that I thought were like a galaxy. I made one that was like silver, one that was black, purple, blue, like teal, and I put each one into a bag one of the disposable bags that's a piping bag, and I cut the hole on the tips, and then I put all 5 of those into a large piping bag fitted with the tip of choice, which of course was the star tip.
Nice.
And then when you pipe it out, the first one never looks very good, but by the time you get past the first one, then it starts to
They're
swirl.
so pretty. And then, so first of all, you're looking at these cupcakes and you're thinking those are almost too pretty to eat, but not quite, because we did eat them. They have the good sprinkles, and they have the really gorgeous, vibrant frosting, and then of course the chocolate cupcake, which, you know, anything chocolate and I'm in. But then there's a fun little surprise at the bottom in the middle of the cupcake. Tell me about that.
Yes, so Amy's makes a few candy bars that are kind of like throwback candy bars to the non-vegan version. So I think they make one that's probably like similar to a Milky Way, and one that's similar to a Snickers. I honestly don't know all the names of these because I've been vegan too long. But the ones that I used were called Dreamy Bars, and the packaging actually is the colors of the galaxy also. And
Nice.
the Dreamy Bars are supposed to be the lookalike for Milky Way, or so Scott told me, so I hope he didn't lie to me, because I've been putting it all over the internet.
They're really good. Thank you.
So we put a chunk of those into each cupcake.
They were the best birthday cupcakes I've ever had.
Aww.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Also, the black frosting, it was a chocolate frosting. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay. I mean, it tasted like chocolate. Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's funny because I know it's like a chocolate frosting, but it just tasted better because it was prettier. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like,
It makes more sense than anything I've
Alright,
heard
that's
in
good.
life.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were amazing. I feel bad for people listening that didn't get to eat them.
Was it your sight sense was enhancing your
Yes, exactly.
That sounds scientifically sound, I think.
So the recipe will be posted by the time
Say that
this
again.
podcast comes out. The recipe will be posted by the time the podcast comes out.
Okay. We all look forward to that. And also an offer was s'mores, which almost nobody had, just me and Kimmy. I believe I almost sexually assaulted a marshmallow trying to gross Robin out. I think it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was like PDA and marshmallows, all the things that I don't like in one.
Yeah. That plus that equals great night.
Wait, can you tell people how you managed to roast marshmallows when there wasn't a fire?
Everybody knows this.
I didn't think you could
Oh
make
my.
s'mores without a campfire.
Okay, so everyone seems to be puzzled how I made s'mores without a campfire. It's called a stove. It's called it's called like a gas stove. You turn it on and there's a flame, and you put your marshmallow over it. And you toast it to the desired crispiness, and that's it.
You skewered your marshmallow with?
Well, because
it
a
wasn't
fork.
quick. Yes.
Really ingenious use of kitchen tools there. No one else would have figured that out. So they feel like I need to share this.
Do we have any other options if there are no
I don't know. I grew up with a gas stove, so that's what we always used. So you don't want to stick it on an electric one because it will probably just be bad. Yeah,
It'll just be bad.
yeah. So apparently that was important to share.
Vons, can we go here? Can we exit?
Oh, everyone, we're taking another potty break. So anything that she says other than the case, we'll see how many times. I'm going to leave all these in. How many times Robin has to pull over and pee. Just to, evidence to my case. BRB.
Hydrated. It's called hydrated.
So our second day in Ojai, we stopped at Beacon Coffee, which I did not partake in, but everyone else did several times. So Robin, do you want to talk about Beacon?
Yeah. All right. So Beacon is basically the type of coffee shop that is perfection in my mind. The only thing I would change is that their baked goods were gluten-free. So I would have made them with gluten. Because Lizzie got the vegan gluten-free cinnamon roll, and I got the vegan gluten-free chocolate donut. And both of them were good. They were fine, but they were not what they could have been if gluten had been involved.
Gluten potential.
Yeah.
Potential was high.
Yeah. They had high potential. But it was so nice that they had vegan baked goods, because I feel like it's really easy for me to find really good coffee that I like. And it's easy for me to find a place with vegan baked goods, but in general, I have a hard time finding those two things together. In San Francisco, Ritual just recently started carrying the vegan baked goods that Pick Out Vegan Foods makes, which is great. But before that, I don't think there was a single good coffee shop in San Francisco that had vegan baked goods. So this was very pleasant, and the building itself is really nice. It gets a ton of natural light. It's super modern and clean and minimalist inside. And here is the amazing part about what they have, which one of us might not agree, but the majority of us do agree that homemade almond milk is the way to go. I love that they had homemade almond milk and they had homemade vanilla, which I got in my latte, but Lizzie is anti-sweet drinks, so she did not. But we went there like 3 or 4 times during our one day there, like 2 days there. We went 3 times. But Sarah prefers soy milk in her coffee.
Yeah, I prefer soy, so I went to another coffee shop, which I wish I could remember the name of.
I know, it was...
Ojai Coffee Roasters.
Oh, Ojai Coffee Roasters. Thank you, Lizzie. And they were really, the people at the Beacon Coffee House, they were really, like, well-groomed people. So if you want to, like, look at, nice people, that's a great place that people watch.
Lots of good hair.
Lots of good hair. Lots of, like, nice, healthy-looking skin. Yeah. So they were very friendly people, very into like talking about the products that they had. They also served lemonade, which is really delicious. So I got one that had different type of citrus from the region. There's a lot of orchards and things like that up in Ojai, so that was very good. And I don't mind the almond milk. I had a latte with almond milk, just so everyone knows. I'm not against almond milk. But I do prefer soy.
We didn't want to get any backlash.
Yeah, no backlash, please. Come on.
No angry emails.
Yeah. I'm a, equal, coffee drinker. But, yeah, I wish they did have a different option, though. It's only almond milk, so that's something to know if you're, like, allergic to almond or sensitive or whatever. That's, you're going to want to go probably to Ojai Coffee Roasters, recommended. The girls that work there at that place are very sweet and, like, cute. And the place has very good AC, and they also had vegan baked goods.
One vegan baked good.
Yeah, what was the baked good that they had? I can't remember now.
It was the banana rum cake, I think.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like a really big flat macaroon, and it had like banana in it somehow. So it looked good. We didn't actually taste it, and yeah, and they had a lot of different coffee syrups. They even had praline, which I've never seen at a coffee house.
But they were like Tarani syrups. They didn't make them there, right?
I don't know. I
Were
got
bottles?
vanilla in mine. I'm assuming it's whatever generic, but I don't mind. Like I say, I want my coffee sweet.
Okay.
Creamy.
Another thing I liked about Beacon was that they had all the like tables were like I noticed a lot of places we were at, even our Airbnb, all the wood stuff seems like so handmade. So just like nice aesthetic. Yeah.
Aesthetic, yeah.
And they had that the adjoining craft store, so you could like sip your coffee while you look at like overpriced
Oversized yarn.
overpriced handmade goods.
Yeah.
You can see a $200 cotton dress that someone sewed in the back.
Oh my gosh. And another thing I liked about Beacon, not to keep talking about Beacon, but we were talking about like the local artists, and they were saying that they have a work of art on the wall that an artist just left there, like it kind of came in, hung on the wall, and so they just left it. I think that's so cute. Like they seem like they have a cute community in Ojai.
So after everyone got their caffeine fix, we walked around the main strip there at all the stores and went to some antique shops where everything was either creepy and expensive or both. And then there was a horribly named grocery store called Rainbow Bridge. Nice place, because the Rainbow Bridge is what is referred to as the kind of way of how pets get to heaven. They cross the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, well, it's also how pets get to heaven, or animals get to heaven, apparently. Yeah, that's a common saying. Like, little spot went over the Rainbow Bridge.
I think it's
across.
A poem. It's like a poem about like.
Oh, it's a poem about.
Pets, and then they cross over the Rainbow Bridge.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, so a lot of people refer to that when their pets pass away. So that was the name of this grocery store. And we went in there just to check it out, and then we were going to go to Boku. Is that Boku? Boku that we passed, and it had vegan in the window. We're like, we'll go for food, and I started looking up the menu, and there was none, and Sarah was doing the same thing inside the store, so we went back into Rainbow Bridge and saw that they had a deli, and well, at first it looked like they had a lot of good vegan options. So I tried to order a few things, and they were out of a lot. My second choice Lizzie got her third choice. So they were out of like a portobello caprese, cashew caprese hot sandwich, and the portobello burger they were out of. I ended up getting the garden burger, which was huge and actually really good. And I got the tofu like teriyaki like side, which was good. And Lizzie and I got some Japanese tea balls, which we poked for most of the day. Ate a little bit there and poked in the car, making sure they weren't melted, and ate them later.
And talked about every time.
And to always time for the hourly ball poking, and it was.
Verify they're like cookies.
They're like
Russian
they're like cookies coated in white chocolate.
Yeah.
But hours and hours of fun because of the shape. A never-ending source of jokes. It was worth it just for that alone, even if they tasted like shit. So that was fun for me. They didn't, but no, I said they were worth it, even if they tasted like shit, because I got to like make ball jokes for like good 3 or 4 hours. So that was worth it, no matter what they tasted like.
But they were delicious.
But they were, so it was great. Yes, so they were good.
Win-win.
Yeah, it was a win-win. So that's what I had. Does anybody else want to talk about what you had? Anybody want to talk about that?
I kind of just pointed
briefly?
to, I didn't get anything extravagant. The thing that I think was exciting about that place is that I got a plate full of food and it was only $5 and something cents. And I was like, what? Right? Yeah, they do it by weight because it's like kind of like the same as getting hot bar stuff from Whole Foods where they weigh it.
But I think it was cheaper per pound, wasn't it? Like 5 something per pound instead of 8 something per pound?
No, they were like 11. Some of those things were $11 per pound or...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it depended on the thing you got.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I just like pointed to like 4 things and I was like, are these 4 things vegan? And she was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, I just want a little bit of each of those on my plate. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, a whole meal for $5. So I was like, what? Where are we?
Yeah.
What did you get?
My brown rice bowl was very good. It had avocado and it had like some little veggies.
You had a lot of
green
spinach.
Yeah, and it was really good. I liked it. The flavor was good. It had a little like light dressing on it. It tasted very like healthy and like, it balanced out the chocolate cupcakes and the other stuff that we were gonna have this weekend. And then also the thing I wanted to mention about that place is that they had a very good selection of vegan skincare and beauty products. So I know that's not something you guys talk about all the time on this channel, but if anyone's listening and they're like looking for French Girl Organics or I saw like just so many different ones, like a lot of local ones here that were in Ojai that they sell in the different like grocery stores, but this one had a really good selection. And then they also had a lot of good milk options and like ice creams and kind of a bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Like I think that was a really good store, very well stocked store.
Yeah, agreed.
Bad name, good items.
Bad name,
good inventory.
Nice selection.
So after all that food, of course, we needed froyo. So we went to Bliss frozen yogurt, froyo, that only had one vegan froyo, which was just almond milk, which I was like, it's almond milk flavor. It's made of almond milk. It's just going to taste like almond milk. It was weird, but it wasn't vanilla, but it was as close, I guess, you can get to it.
It tasted like vanilla to me.
It was kind of,
like
it served
milk,
that. It was the, I guess their version of what a vegan vanilla would have been or whatever. So we got that, and for mine, I just put like chocolate sauce, dark chocolate chips, and Oreos. So I kept it all chocolatey with the almond milk froyo. That was my base, and it was delish. What are you doing?
Yeah. Their cake cones were vegan, so I got mine on a cake cone, and I felt like the toppings were all questionable, so I got a cherry on top of my cone. But so mine was plain with no toppings basically, and I thought the flavor of the froyo was delicious.
And yeah, I have to agree. Like the flavor was really good. I feel like it was sweet. It was like really sweet. I think when you say almond milk froyo, you might think it's plain or like bland or something, but no, it was like legit sweetness. And then also something I noticed that they had was Sour Patch Kids, and you don't see that very often. at least where I've gone and gotten froyo. So yeah, that was cool. And then the only thing I think I missed out on is that a lot of places usually have blueberries and strawberries and kiwi and pineapple, and I think the only fruit they had was raspberry
They have
and,
blueberries.
and maraschino cherries. Did you see blueberries?
Yeah, they had blueberries.
Okay, well I must have missed that. So yeah, but I just
Mango, I think.
mango.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where I was looking, but yeah. So yeah, I guess maybe I was just like so sad they didn't have strawberries. Maybe that's what I was missing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
You
I
like
miss the
fresh? Do you go to
strawberries
Fresh
as
in
well.
Palo Alto?
no.
Oh, you should go there.
I
have
usually go
strawberries.
to Yogurt and Love in Los Gatos, and they have chocolate vegan froyo,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and they have strawberries.
I think Fresh changes their flavor up a little, their vegan flavor up a little, but they always have the chocolate shavings that are vegan, and they have strawberries.
Oh, are you talking about
Fresh.
It's just called Fresh.
Yeah, Fraiche.
Oh, I think I call that Fresh.
Oh, it's called Fresh, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've been there, but I can't remember. It must have been long ago.
Yeah, well, we should go back.
Okay,
We'll refresh
we'll do
your
it.
memory.
We'll do it.
Okay, I want to mention two things that aren't food related about Bliss. One is that the ceiling is painted like the sky, which I thought was really nice and pretty. And then the other is that they have an offer on Yelp that if you check in, you get 25% off.
Thank you, Robin. So then we went to Barts bookstore, which is an outdoor but covered bookstore, which was really cool. And I liked that even on the outside, they have like bookshelves like on the street. They have bookshelves out on the street, and they have a little sign that if they're closed, there's like a little slot where you can put your money in, so you can just take books and pay for them when they're closed. I thought that was cute. So honest. But I thought it was adorable. And it was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot of sections, and it was huge, actually. It was kind of like a labyrinth. So I liked it, and I didn't buy anything, because I was like, ooh, I can get this for the free at the library. But it was very cute. I liked it a lot. So after doing some other sightseeing and taking a lot of group photos, we went to a place that was right next door to Bliss called The Nest. Is that correct? Yep, The Nest. This place just opened like in June 2018, so it was only a month ago, in case you are listening to this in the future. And it didn't have anything clearly marked. We had to ask, but they had about 4 vegan options. And it goes up on Yelp that people were really excited about like the vegan options, but because it was so new, it wasn't really on Happy Cow, and so we almost missed this one. So Robin and I split the Zucchini Tacos, which I really loved. There was like a chili cashew cheese that we were kind of concerned about being too spicy for Robin, the spicy wuss of the group, but it was delicious. I didn't think it was spicy at all, and I really loved them.
I didn't think the zucchini tacos were spicy at all either, and I thought that the cashew cheese was a very welcome relief after that weird chewed up cashew shit we had at the place the previous night. And they coat the zucchini and deep fry it, so it kind of reminded me of those like fried avocado tacos that they have at Donna Jean's.
Sarah, do you want to say anything?
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about the pizza. And then I ordered a pizza, which I can't remember the name of it now. I think it's a Haystack.
Oh,
or
it had the weirdest name.
Yeah.
It was like Haystack.
something about haystacks. So if you see that on the menu, it's safe. Trust me. And it was so good. It had real like cashew cheese that looks like cheese that belongs on a pizza. And it was really like fluffy, like nice crust, nicely browned on the bottom, and it came with a vat of oil. So if you like to dip your pizza in oil, they'll serve it with your pizza, but I didn't have that. And then the pizza also had like some roasted tomato kind of stuff on it, and I forget what it was on it actually. Onion, I want to say, and something else. It looked almost like relish or something.
Oh.
Whatever it was something green. It kind of looked like relish, but yeah, it was really good though.
Is this a drive-in?
And there was also it comes
God,
with
it
pepper
is.
flakes, so if you are a spice wuss, you want to avoid the pepper flakes. Yeah, I would definitely recommend. It was super delicious.
And then there was an issue with the burger bun. So when I was first asking them like what things are vegan, because the menu wasn't really clear, they said that the mushroom burger was vegan if you swapped out the bun, because the bun it normally comes on is not, but that they did have a vegan bun in-house that they could swap it with. So when we ordered, we like told her like everything has to be vegan. Here's what we want. And when the burgers came out, somehow, I do not know how this is even possible, but one of the burgers came out on the vegan bun and the other one didn't. And the girl who dropped it off like insisted that they were both vegan buns and that they were the same bun. But Lizzie and Kimmy were like comparing their burgers side by side, and it was clear that the bun looked different. And so we had to like ask a second person who agreed that yes, one of ours was not vegan. So be careful when you order it here and make sure that you're like ultra clear and like a psycho vegan, which I know everyone loves. So I had a bite of Kimmy's mushroom burger, and I thought it was so good. I had a bite of everybody's stuff, and I thought everything was delicious. Lizzie, what did you think?
I thought everything was delicious. The burger was really well flavored, and with the spicy cashew cheese and grilled peppers on it, it was a real treat.
Ooh, what a glowing recommendation, Lizzie.
And also make sure if you get the burger with a side salad that you tell them that you don't want the blue cheese on the salad.
Another great tip, Robin. Okay. So after the nest, we just went back to the Airbnb and relaxed and went to bed relatively early because we were out literally all day, which I don't think any of us expected.
We taught Kimmy how to play Uno.
Oh, that's right. We also had a few competitive rounds of Uno, which Kimmy had never played before, so pretty soon she was laying the smackdown on everyone and being ruthless after being like, oh, sorry, draw two, sorry. So we turned her into a monster pretty quickly, so that was fun. I love Uno. So after that, we all kind of like retired for the evening. And then this morning, right now, we're driving back. And this morning we went to the Ojai Farmers Market, which was fun. And I got some banana bread and almond and what is it? I got some banana bread and blueberry almond scones from Kelsey's Anytime Fudge and Vegan Bakery, which was a little stand there. Everything was vegan, gluten-free. She just gave free samples, which is a good plus. Kimmy got a free hug from a middle-aged man standing on a stool. So that was good for her. Yeah, it was odd.
Did he have to stand on a stool?
He was standing on a little, I don't know, but he was standing on a little stool.
He wasn't tall, but he wasn't exceptionally short. I think it was just to make it clear that he was
I'm the
guy
one,
for the hug.
man on the stool is the hug man.
Alright.
He didn't. Maybe he's had an awkward moment where somebody standing near tried to get hugged, and it wasn't them.
He was like, that's my hug.
So this is my hugging pedestal. I'm standing on my hug pedestal. So everybody knows I'm the one giving out free hugs. And we walked by, and I was like, oh, this is very Kimmy. So I was like, hey, Kimmy, why don't you get your free hug? And she didn't do it. And then I turned around when we're at the Kelsey's Vegan Bakery stand, and she's not there. I said, well, where's Kimmy? And so she went to get her free hug. I was like, no, she went back to get that free hug. Couldn't stand not to get her free hug from a strange middle-aged man. So yeah.
That makes it sound dirty.
It's dirty. So there was no squishing of any kind, so I take her word for it, even though none of us witnessed whether that was true or not. So once we were on the road for a little bit, we wanted to stop and get some lunch in Santa Barbara, and we went to an all-vegan burrito bar type thing, kind of similar to Chipotle, called Vegan GreenGo. And I got a chicken burrito with potatoes and peppers, rice, and then guacamole and salsa and all the other good toppings. And it was huge servings, and I ate it all, and I was really proud of myself, and it was delicious.
We're all proud of you. I only ate half of mine, so you guys can be disappointed in me. They had 5 different varieties of mock meat. They had the al pastor, they had carne asada, they had chicken, and what were the other 2?
Chorizo and barbacoa.
Okay, thank you. I got the chicken because it was the least spicy, and I'm a spice wuss. What did you get?
I got the barbacoa, and I have
It was
grown up-
jackfruit, right?
It was jackfruit,
Okay.
and I grew up eating barbacoa like the old school way with the animal ingredient. So I was impressed that they mimicked the texture really closely, and it was also very juicy. Like it was like it's supposed to be like a marinated meat, like it has a lot of juice. So that was also very authentic to me. The spices were really good. They said that was the spiciest meat out of all of the meats. So if you're not into spicy, you're gonna probably avoid that one. But it's not as spicy as I've had it before, so it's definitely not like an unbearable level. It was just like perfect for me. I really enjoyed it.
What did you get?
I got the chorizo, and it was actually really good. Soy rizo, sorry, because it's soy rizo.
Yeah.
And I'm actually not a huge fan of soy rizo. It doesn't sit well with me normally, and I'm just not a huge fan. It's normally too spicy, or I don't know what it is, but theirs was really good.
And do you feel okay after?
I feel fine. I knew if I got the chicken made out of seitan, I would not. Seitan doesn't sit well with me. I liked that they had the potato option as the carb. That was really good. Their potatoes were really delicious. I don't know that I've ever had potato in a burrito before, so that was like a fun new thing to try. So yeah. And their mild salsa, unlike every other mild salsa place I've ever tried, was actually mild. So I like that too.
Yeah, their tomatoes are not organic, so warning for anybody who's like strict about genetically modified foods like I am. And they don't have a bathroom. There's your second warning.
And it was pretty expensive.
It was very expensive. It was like twice the price of Chipotle, but it was basically the exact same thing. Although vegan, obviously. Yeah.
But a lot more flavorful and a lot more authentic than Chipotle. So if you're looking for something that's like similar to Mexican food you might be familiar with, that's a good place.
Yeah, and also you're supporting a vegan business, so I'm personally okay with paying a little more to like support an all vegan business versus a cheaper Chipotle chain or whatever. And I also liked, I forgot to mention that they had all over the wall, they had big vegan club posters, which you see those images around in LA a lot in different places. So we were identifying all the vegan celebrities that they had on the wall. That was fun. So yeah, it was really tasty. So right now we're in the car driving home, and we're having lots of yummy snacks, and Robin had a taste orgasm earlier, so I'll let her tell you about it.
Okay. So this is our wag or whimper section. I have two wags actually. So one of them is I tried Theo's peanut butter cups for my first time, which Sarah brought. Thank you, Sarah, for doing that.
Welcome.
I've seen them, and I've had the other things by Theo before. I really like their chocolate coconut bar. But this particular item, I didn't think I would ever say this, but I actually like it more than the Justin's peanut butter cups. One of the reasons is because the chocolate seems to be thicker. So it's a kind of a little bit of a higher chocolate to peanut butter ratio, and the entire thing is a little more crisp than a Justin's. A Justin's is more like, I guess, a Reese peanut butter cup, but this was more like, I don't know, I liked it more. And also, drum roll please, they are heart-shaped, so go get them immediately. So Theo peanut butter cups made me wag. And my other new thing that I just tried is something Kimmy brought. What did I just do with it? God, I just had it. Is it in my lap?
Just go to your dress.
Oh, I put it back? How? How did I not remember reaching all the way back there? Okay. So my second new thing I tried is made by Nature's Candy Company, and it's called Smoked Bacon Almonds. And it is vegan, gluten-free, obviously. It's like flavored almonds, and they're delicious. They kind of remind me of, there used to be this company when I lived in Sacramento that was right by my house called Blue Diamond, and they made like really high flavor, like intensely flavored almonds, which I like, because I like a flavored almond, but not if it's only a little bit flavored. Same as chips. Like if there's only a little bit of dust on there, don't bother. I need like a lot of dust. I need a high intense flavor snack food, and these fit the bill. Where did you get these?
At the Los Altos Art and Wine Festival. So I don't think I've seen them anywhere at any stores or anything like that, but I always see them at their art and wine festivals, and they're going to be in Mountain View in September.
At the Art and Wine Festival.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm sure we could go to their website
Yeah.
and order them. They have a lot of different flavors. Terry got like a chili lime one, and they have some other ones. Not all of their almond flavors are vegan, but most of them are.
Okay, so the website is naturescandycompany.com if anyone's interested. And these smoked bacon almonds made me wag.
You heard it. 2 wags from Robin in one episode. Never. You've been very good lately. Last time you had a few wags too. Yeah.
I've been wagging up a storm.
Yeah.
Like a happy dog.
Hope it doesn't wear off too soon. I like wagging Robin.
So after I heard the wag from Robin last episode about Oatly chocolate milk, I wanted to try it. So while we were in Ojai, they had it in their grocery stores here, and it was so good. I compare it to drinking chocolate pudding. That's the flavor I get. It's not thickness, but it's like the flavor is so good. And yeah, that made me wag.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, like a pro.
Anybody else? Going, gone? Okay. All right, so that's it for this episode of Dolls and Donuts on Tour. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Dolls and donuts, dolls and donuts. We are 2 dolls. We like animals. As a bonus, we eat donuts.